Is Njoki Shege. Beginning at the presence of Parliament, that is at the County Hall, and the 4-day-long vetting of Cabinet nominees that kicked off today. In Chile, National Administration Cabinet Secretary nominee Professor CS Kindiki was put to task on how families who lost their loved ones through police bullets during the national or nationwide anti-government protest will get justice. Kindiki says that only 42 people died during the demonstrations, maintaining that he would not resign from office following the police killings, arguing that his duty as a CS is limited to policy direction and not operational. He told the vetting team that he had nothing to do with commanding the police officers during the protests. Kindiki disclosed to the Speaker Moses Wetangula-led committee that during the 20 months he was in office, his net worth grew by 150 million shillings, saying that part of it is from his small businesses. Emmanuel Toh reports.
Welcome. He was the first to take the hot seat as the marathon 5-day approval hearings for President William Ruto's cabinet nominees kicked off in earnest at Parliament buildings. The 20-member committee on appointments, starting by revisiting the police killings during the nationwide anti-government protests, with Kindiki maintaining that the Independent Policing Oversight Authority bore the responsibility to pursue officers who may have used excessive force on innocent civilians.
It is now the work of the Independent Police Oversight Authority and other accountability agencies to help the country to bring to closure the issue of justice for excess use of force.
Whereas the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, a government agency, had accounted for over 60 bodies, Kindiki, however, insists only 42 people died in the month-long protests.
We witnessed the death of 42 Kenyans. We also had injuries, 486 civilians.
And even with the pressure from members mounting on why he hadn't followed the Inspector General in resigning, Kindiki maintained he was not directly involved in giving operational commands to the police. This despite issuing warnings to would-be protesters or not would befall them.
We have seen people pretending to be protesters, damaging road infrastructure and other amenities. I dare you to try that.
Recently, saw in the US that a gunman tried to shoot a presidential nominee. The head of Secret Service resigned their post.
The minister did not resign in the US. I don't know why the Kenyan minister must resign. I can only resign if my policy instruction is unconstitutional.
In the heated 3-hour vetting session, Kindiki also made a case for the contentious plan by the government to have all Kenyans renew their identity cards after every decade.
If you are going to have that ID last for 10 years, then you must put in place a seamless renewal process.
The reason for the 10-year limit is actually one reason. It's because of changes in technology. The ID that has expired will continue operating until you get a new one.
During the sittings, Kindiki revealed that he had become 150 million shillings richer since taking over the mantle of the security docket in October 2022.
My wealth, which has increased from 544 million to 694 million. Much of that revenue has actually come through the revenue from my law firm.
Beatrice Askul Moe, who was nominated to the East Africa Community and Regional Development docket, and Attorney General nominee Dorcas Oduor will each face the panel on Friday, 9th August.
Professor Abraham CS Kindiki will not be waiting for the verdict of the Committee on Appointments, which will be wrapping up its activities on Sunday, and thereafter write a report which will be tabled in the House to decide the fate of the CS who occupied office for the past 21 months. Emmanuel Toh, Citizen TV, Parliament Buildings, Nairobi.